Now we know that the Health Minister Joe Pasha said that the new variant, the B.1.1.529, which is also called now the Omicron, caught the government and scientists and citizens at large by surprise. But he's saying that health officials and scientists are monitoring and they will keep the country up to date as to what's going to happen. Now, we know that the country last year, over the festive period, it was under a hard lockdown and people were unable to travel. Guest house owners also struggling to make ends meet as to stay afloat and to keep their businesses alive. But this time around, there's also a possibility of another lockdown, and businesses at large, guest house owners, the hospitality industry might also be affected. So I am now joined by Tyron Kluter, who is a guest house owner here in Springbok in the Namaqualand area, just to get a sense how their business will be affected should we go into another lockdown this time around. Now we know that people already made traveling plans for this festive season. So good morning to you, Tyron, and I need to first ask you that last year we were under a hard lockdown and people made plans, but the government said, hold on, stop, we are sitting in a pandemic. How did you as a guest house owner manage through that process to keep your business alive and also have an income?
So, good morning, Reggie. It is a known fact by now that the lockdown and COVID restrictions has got a huge impact, very huge negative impact on the hospitality industry at large. And we were fortunate enough, though, the first lockdown, that we didn't have to lay off any staff with the assistance of the TERS program that was rolled out by the government.
And then there's a possibility of another lockdown. Will you be able to manage?
Look, we are still recovering from the previous lockdown, and should another lockdown be imposed, this time around it will be devastating. People will close shop, they will close their business, they'll have to, people are going to lose their jobs, unemployment is going to go up more, so this time around it will be devastating.
Just looking at those people who already made bookings, I know that you also have weddings and events here on this farm. Did people already call to cancel?
We have received a few calls, yes, and we have bookings. The whole December we are booked for events, especially weddings and birthdays. And we did receive calls, yes, and people want to cancel because of rumors of another lockdown. And this will impact us financially, as we already also made our preparations and made our bookings with our suppliers, and people are demanding their monies back. And I mean, this will have a huge impact on us as well financially. So yeah, it's going to be this time around. Should there be another lockdown, it's going to be devastating.
Thank you very much, Tyron. Well, that was Tyron Kluter, guest house owner here in Springbok in Namaqualand, speaking to us about the impact that another possible hard lockdown would have on the guest house and especially the hospitality industry, saying that bookings were already made and people already calling them to cancel and to get a refund. Now we know that President Cyril Ramaphosa, he met with the National Coronavirus Command Council in terms of what possibility there is and also the measures that they need to take. But we'll just have to wait and see at which level we are going to should there be another lockdown. But with that said, it's back to you in studio.